the Port of Adelaide in 1879, and in this lithograph we can see the Port Dock Railway Station with the line from Adelaide, and I think this is the line from Dry Creek coming into Port Station. We can see here that the railway line comes out to the wharves, but also we can see that there is a railway line running down, and we see a train, and there's a bridge not shown here which goes across the Port River. And at this point there's no bridge at this point, which got built later. And so this was a major place where passenger vessels from the other colonies, because at this stage in 1879 South Australia was a separate colony or country from New South Wales and Victoria, and so each colony had its own customs duties, and South Australia even had its own navy, the South Australian Navy. So this is the Port of Adelaide in 1879.
The rail line extended over the Port River and came round to Glanville Station on its way to Semaphore in 1878.
Down track is a central terminating track, and on the far side is the up track. So there are 4 platforms but 3 tracks at Glanville Railway Station. And you can see at the moment there's a 2-car train. In the distance, the river, Port River, and the bridge across the Port River for motor cars. In times past, Glanville was the point where there was a private railway built from here to Largs Bay by some property developers who wanted to sell property at Largs Bay. One of the initiatives was to build the Largs Bay Hotel. That was one of 4 private railways which Adelaide had in the 1800s. The first one was the private railway line from South Terrace to Glenelg. Next one was the North Terrace to Glenelg railway line, both of which were broad gauge. The line from Woodville to Grange was another private railway. In that case it was a narrow gauge train which was built by developers, and the 4th one is the one here at Glanville which went to Largs Bay. You see the switches at the end of the platform to handle movement of the trains onto one of these 3 tracks. We're now looking towards Largs Bay. Looking towards Largs Bay from Glanville Railway Station, this is the line which a private railway company in the 1800s built from here to Largs Bay Jetty and the Largs Bay Hotel as part of their development. Semaphore Road, where there used to be a government railway down to Semaphore Jetty, and Glanville Station. Glanville Station currently has 3 tracks, an up and down track, plus a central terminating track so the trains can wait here to be rescheduled for runs during the day. To our left, there were other tracks which were owned by the South Australian Harbours Board, which took freight to and from the ships for heavy freight. And there also was a special narrow gauge which was used by private companies as a dual track arrangement so that they could take quarry material from various parts of the industry of Port Adelaide. So in fact there were two gauges here. This very narrow gauge for quarry materials and the broad gauge for the South Australian Government Railways, which went to Port Adelaide, and the private railway which went to Largs Bay. Later the line was taken over by the South Australian Railways and the line was extended to Osborne and then eventually to Outer Harbour.